Okay folks, we have gotten the box off of the EG4 server rack for the EG4 batteries, and you have to excuse my garage. I'm in the middle of reorganizing it, so it's a hot mess, but nevertheless we're going to put the wheels on it, and then we will start putting the batteries in, which are still over there. So if I can do this with one hand, messing up the video. Looks pretty sturdy. It's not too heavy. And I think you're able to lock them. We'll have to figure that out. But I'll go like that. You can see as I was dragging across the ground. But we'll get those in and show you afterward. Okay folks, so we got the correct screws on these now. I should have noted that when I first opened up the package. That black screws, black case. So we actually had the inside screws, and when I really thought about it, we made the change out and we added a little oil for one of the screws because it wasn't going in properly. So we got that corrected, and so what we're going to do is I'm going to get some assistance to turn this upside down so that the top is on the top and the bottom is on the bottom. And then once we get it in place, we'll make the adjustments we need as far as height, and that's typically, basically you use these red little knobs here. So we're going to get that going here in a few, and thanks for joining us, and we'll talk to you soon. Hello folks, we're back, and now we're going to give a box opening of the EG4 6000XP, so from Signature Solar. So let's get started. So we did our install. You know, you can never find a tool when you want to. I look for my box knife and could not find it, so we had to go with what we have for now. I need to make another run and pick up some new ones. But anyway, this is an all-in-one inverter. Again, from Signature Solar, and we're going to see what we have. We're going to be setting this up here. This looks like this is, for every video I've seen, this is a diagram template for the wall. So we'll use that here. And the rest, what we have the dongle for the unit. I've heard real good things about this manual. So we have an off-grid inverter, user manual for the 6000XP, Lux Power Text 6000XP, and so EG4. We'll be using that for sure. Here we have, looks like we have some communication cables. This one's for the battery comms, and this one is labeled that's a 5638B. So we'll have to figure out what that is. I imagine that's for the. Okay, this one says parallel column. That's what those are. Now This is pretty heavy for one to understand. So there's no other packages in here. Let's see if we can get this up so you can see. So there you go. We'll have another time where we can look at it a little bit better, but at least for this unboxing, you can see the unit and it goes up on the wall. So that's definitely needs a little bit of weight. So we'll get some extra people to help take this out and put it up on the wall. So again, this is a temporary works test spot we're going to have on the wall, and then eventually this will be going off to our homestead grid, and you're going to be joining us as we go along with that journey for setting up the homestead. Raw land, nothing there. We just had the septic tank installed just a few days ago, and we should begin our inspection this coming Tuesday. And today is Monday, today's the 2nd of September, and Wednesday we'll be filling the dirt back in and moving forward with the next few projects that we're going to have on the property. So you're welcome to join us, and please like, subscribe, and share. This is the last unboxing that we're going to do for our off-grid solar system that will be eventually, as I stated before, going out to our homestead. So currently right now we have 4 of the off-grid server rack batteries. So let's go ahead and get started, and we'll get at least opened and see what we have. We'll get this opened up anyway. It's a shame. All these tools, again, not being able to find that box. But nothing that a good old screwdriver can't help, couldn't solve, right? We'll talk about a little bit about the EG4 Chargervetter as well, and we'll be using that as part of our arsenal to make sure we have power off grid and part of this test. At least for here, where we've been using some Blue Eddy mobile units. So what do we have here? We have a product approval form, so we'll just set that to the side for now. Set that down here. I'm gonna have to take that camera off. So we got some screws here, packing, absorber, positive cable, negative cable, and communication battery, and then take these out to the side. Put those right here. Squeeze this up at least so you can see the front of it. Same time we're rearranging the garage, and that takes up a lot of time as well. What needs to be done. Here we go. So we get a manual. This is a 51.2 volt 100 AH user manual, EG4 LIFEpower4 rack mounted 48 volt battery. So we'll save that for later to review. I'll get some help. We'll get it set outside of the box, and then we'll do a little bit more of an unboxing. But for the most part, there you are. And you can see I'm not going to even try to lift this up to get it at the angle. But what I will do is I will take the camera off of the tripod and at least let you see what I'm seeing. So we have the EG4 labeling on it. We got a positive post and a negative post over here. And then of course it looks, what did I do with the manual? Yeah. Like that. So there you go. All right, folks, so we're going to end the unboxing for now, and you'll see more of the battery as we get it in the rack and get it all situated. Again, we talked briefly about the EG4 Chargervetter. Okay, it's 5 kW, and I picked up a couple extra units so we can put it on the wall for both positive and negative. And here's that goes out to the charger, comes in, and then these obviously go to the battery. And really nice. It's got a communication for going to the batteries, and then we have these posts that are quick release. So it's nice. So we got that up against a breaker, fireproof board, and then we may have to move that based on the size of the inverter. And so we'll see. We'll play all that here, make modifications as we need to, but the rack will go right in here in this spot. And then once we get situated with all that, we'll come back to you. Just a real quick glimpse of currently right now. We use this here. We have two of the ACP 200s. And then we have solar coming in, and as you can see, I got a couple of Bourgeois V solar panels and some Blue Eddy portable chargers there. And this one is currently running, and then it runs into a manual transfer switch. Hey folks, so we're doing our first test. We got the 4 batteries in the rack. We got the Chargervetter plugged up, and it's charging. We're at 2 bars, 2 lights at first and solid before connected to Chargervetter, and you can hear the generator in the background going. Solid state of 47, so we got a way to go. Went with the start of auto, well, it doesn't automatic because it doesn't have the drive connects this to the generator, but it's the Predator 8750, so it shouldn't have any challenge charging it up. And it looks like we're doing okay. We got the communications going there. Going over to the batteries. We did the battery upgrade earlier, changing the dip switches for that. So we are live with the generator going. Eventually we'll get another 2 batteries. One thing I discovered with these is that they're the wrong size, so I'm going to get new ones for that. The next task is going to be to work on the 6000XP. So we'll get that working on this weekend, and then we can, just want to test it out. Obviously just have the cable going out to the yard. So I still need to clean my garage up. I'm always changing around. But let's give it an hour and see what come up with as far as if we can get to a higher degree of charge. So there we go. Test 1 is in motion, and again we are charging. With the batteries, with the EG4 Chargervetter 5kW GC. One of the things I did find when I was putting this together, one of the screws was actually stripped on the bus bar. So what I did is I took one of the ones from here out, since I don't have the 2 batteries yet, and contacted Signature Solar, requested a replacement. So hopefully they'll replace it, and we'll be back in business for once we get the new battery, other 2 batteries, which will probably be in the next couple months. So we'll keep plugging away and getting this going, and again, this weekend hopefully we'll be able to work on the 6000XP. Hello folks, so I want to bring you up to speed. We've made quite a few changes since the video showing the server rack being installed and the open box of the 6000XP, and obviously the LIFEpower4 batteries. Now these batteries are version 1. Version 2 came out right when they shipped, and we'll go a little bit more into that a little bit. So I was kind of disappointed with the customer service as far as that's concerned, but overall, other than that, I have had no challenges with Signature Solar. So nevertheless, we have 4 of the version 1 batteries, and as you can tell, they are, at least by the indication that they're 4, there's only 4 of the indicators, but we're about 85-86% up. We have communication power battery going to the inverter for the 6000XP. Obviously these are on. We have room for 2 more batteries, and I will most likely be going with the version 2. Signature Solar would be real nice if you sent me the other 2, but nevertheless, the LL, from what I'm hearing, potentially may be going out, and they're going to go strictly with the version 2 of these. And so on their website, signaturesolar.com, you can see more information about those. Let me say this, even though I just gave them a plug, they have not sponsored, nor have they sent any of this equipment here. All these items that you're about to see that we've talked about, to include the Blue Eddy, have been purchased by us here. So nevertheless, let's continue on. So one of the things we got, besides the server rack, we got the EG4 Chargervetter. And for those of you that don't know anything about this Chargervetter is basically to be able to charge using your battery bank, using this for the your generator, gas, propane, LG powered generator. I happen to have the Predator 8750. So what I was doing before is we had the manual transfer switch. Again, this is a test wall, so we're testing out this equipment, mainly in this case what we're talking about, for the power for our land, for our homestead over in Arizona. So we're doing some testing here at the house, so that we're more than familiar with what we have and how we're going to do it. Where I had it here before for testing is I had 2 of these Blue Eddy units, and we had 4 panels running to one and another 6 run to the other. I was fortunate enough to be blessed by somebody to give me 2 additional panels, so we have a total of 8 for the 6000 XP. Now 6000 XP requires a minimum of about 140 volts for it to even recognize what's going on. So those extra 2 panels did help to get us over the mark for test purposes. And so eventually what we'll do once we get out to the land is that we will have more than enough batteries that we can, with the 6 batteries, I want to be able to recharge those up within the day with enough panels for that. So we'll figure that out and get that all going. Now back to this charge inverter. So the way we had it before, how we were doing our generator, the Predator generator, is that we have this manual transfer switch that we're using for testing purposes. And what we would do is we had the male connector here, and we connected this here, and then this in turn would be connected to the Bluetti, and that worked out real well. We were able to have solar come in for both of the Bluettis. The one we had with the lesser amount of energy would feed into the other one, and so we were able to actually test it. We tested out the AC, and we were able to run that AC for about the first time was 5 hours. Second time we had about 8 hours, but of course with that the batteries will be completely drained down to almost nothing. So that was not something that we would normally do, but we just wanted to do some testing. Now, speaking of the AC, what we did, we changed the setup. Now everything is going into the load part of the 6000 XP of these 10 different items to include the AC, and we were able to run the AC no problem at all and have plenty of battery life afterward. So that was a great test. We also tried, because what we could not do before, speaking of the Bluetti, is that we could not run the air, definitely not the AC, the air fryer, and the toaster. Couldn't do that at all. You can do it now because of the 6000 XP, because you have 6,000 watts, and then you have the 8,000 watt multi-lane lane for the load for the solar. So this is one lane, and then the other lane we don't have anything going to it. So so we do have the dongle set up for it, so we can communicate with it with the app. Let's see, where are we now? We are no PV, no solar coming in right now. It's after hours. So yeah, we're at 86% storage capability in the batteries. What you see here is actually will be the combination of both the 50 watts, 20 to 50 watts that the inverter uses constant, and then the load. So when you have this load on, actually this load on, you'll see that total wattage going out. So if we have PV coming in, then you will see the PV amount coming in, and then if need be, the battery will go out and take care of the load. And then if there's no load, then that PV is going to go to the batteries and back that up. And that's what we did today. Is I think we got down to 67%, and so we got that turned on. Then we had the AC running a little bit this afternoon / evening. So this is the setup we have right now. And one of the things I want to do with this rack, I was watching another channel and he added this breaker, and so I liked that thought, and so we want to be able to do something like that here as we go forward. I need to do some wiring management, especially over here. We want to make sure everything's nice and safe. So so we were talking about the Chargervetter. So one of the things in the generator outside, so again, over there we had the connection there for the going to the Blue Eddy, and then we could also charge it up using the generator, because that ran all the way over and to the back of the garage, from here all the way over. And so we were using it as dual purpose. But now what we have is I have these wiring that goes all the way back to the back of the garage for the generator cable out to the generator. We moved that, and now it's coming down here, because remember, we're going to use the Chargervetter, and now it's right here. So the Chargervetter cable here is a quick connect, which is really nice, both the batteries and this here, and then this come in and go into the female, and then we don't have to run the cable from inside the garage out to the back of the garage with that there. So now we just come straight down, around, and bam, there we are. So that's where we are with the project as far as this is concerned. But like I was saying, we're going to clean up, do some cable management, clean up, and run some more tests, and then eventually we'll be taking this out to the property, getting some more panels. Signature Solar seems to have some good deals there. We've also checked out Suntan, I believe that's what it was. And they have some good things there as far as new as well as used. So we'll see what happens there. So now back to that story about the batteries. So we have purchased these, and obviously they had our money, and I hope you're listening, Signature Solar. Very disappointed in this part of your service department or your company. So we were waiting for them to come in. Roughly the day they came in, or the day that they were shipped, they got the new version 2 in. I would have really liked to have gotten notice that you had a version 2 that was coming out. I surely would have switched over, especially now knowing that the version 2 has a EMP capability, whereas I believe version 1 doesn't. So extremely disappointed there. But other than that little bit, I've had no problems with customer service. The whole process, the salesperson was excellent. I don't think it was her fault that we did not get notification. I think it's the company thing that just they don't notify you when they have a change, especially once they have your money. They should have. Anyway, let me get off that horse. So hopefully we can go ahead and get those other batteries, the version 2 in, because I believe the LLs are going to be discontinued. That's the rumor. And then they're just going to go simply with the version 2 of the LIFEpower4 batteries. So that's where we are right now. We will keep you posted, and please join us on this adventure that we're going on. By the way, this whole setup, what you're seeing, what I'm talking about, I'm not an electrician. My electrician is going to be coming by, and had come by before to make sure that we are doing things correct and to code. So please do check with an expert. This is just how I'm currently doing it. And again, this is a test wall, so everything is not completely set up as you should have it. But we're being safe, because safety first. Nevertheless, folks, you have a great evening, day, or night. And we look forward to you joining us on this adventure. So please subscribe, like, and share so that you and others can come along on our journey as we do our homestead version of outdoors, why not? So again, take care, be safe, stay alert, and prepare. Laugh out loud. So just when I thought I was done, I believe in giving credit where credit is due. I did not mention the fact that I've had 4 or 5 different phone conversations with the general technical support at Signature Solar. And I have to give credit to them that that part of the team, and again, even the customer service sales have been great. But definitely kudos out to the tech people. There were a few things that I was not quite sure, and again, safety is first, so I wanted to make sure we were doing things right. We had a situation with the battery cable, communication cable, this orange cable here. When I had closed up the 6000XP, which I agree with everyone else that those little small screws are just terrible. I understand the 18K has a latch on the both sides over there. So, but those little small screws, I think I've lost 2 already. But nevertheless, when I was putting that on, I didn't double check for closing up to make sure that the battery cable, orange cable, was properly seated in the unit. And so that's why we were getting a loss of communication between the inverter and the batteries. So this end was fine again, but the other end coming out right here was inside here, was not seated correctly. So nevertheless, just wanted to add that little bit there. And again, get outdoors. Why not? Take care.